Welcome, comic book gaming fans. It's Tim here, and today I'm starting a new series called Comic Book Gaming Ep.1. So basically what happens in this series is you guys pick the topic. Of course, I picked the topic for the first episode, but for now on, episodes 2 to whatever, how long this lasts, you just choose a topic on anything involving comic book games, and that could be a game that has already came out you want me to review, a game you want me to play and maybe show you some gameplay, anything involving comic book games. This is my episode for this channel, because for my channel right now, it's one of the high topics is anything to do with comic book gaming. So I thought, why not just have a little series where I can talk about anything I want related to that. So today I'm going to be talking about a Lego Marvel and a Lego DC crossover. So this has not been the first time someone's mentioned this, because you do know that Lego Marvel was created by Warner Brothers, which is the same company that created Lego Batman. So the chances of us seeing a crossover are more likely than not, just because they're made from the same company. Now, I do know that I don't really read that much about this, but that I think Marvel and DC like to stay away from each other. I mean, they did a crossover comic in the past. I haven't read that. I don't know how it went, but since then they haven't really crossed over at all. I'm just guessing because whenever they do crossover, there always has to be a winner, and that's the reason they don't like to do this. So whenever they do, or if they ever do make a crossover game with Lego Marvel and Lego DC, instead of having them fight each other, it could be them teaming up to fight a group of villains from each company. So basically they could use Thanos and, I don't know, Ultron, or they could use Thanos and, oh god, I'm not, Darkseid, there you go. They could use Thanos and Darkseid, or just, maybe I suggest that they should use a group of very strong villains from each group, like DC and Marvel, and basically have a storyline where they meet up in two different dimensions and they have to fight alongside each other, and I think that would be pretty amazing. You don't even have to have a scene where they're fighting against each other, because of course, you know, you always want to have a winner. But you know, when people are just playing by themselves with their friends, like, oh cool, Hulk versus Thor, or no, God, they're both Marvel. Hulk versus Superman, you know, like they could do that, and that's probably what the best part of this game was, is that it's a Lego game. Lego games are known to having thousands of characters, not literally 1,000, but Lego Marvel, I think, had the highest amount of characters in a Lego game itself. I just bought the game recently, and I love it so far, and I just looked at the character list. I didn't count them, but it had, I don't know, over like 100. I'm actually looking it up right now. Should have done my research. But, you know, like this series is just going to be like a kind of long topic thing. It could last a while. So anyway, what I thought about, like, is these characters is, if there were to, like, mix the characters together, I wouldn't want them to have the normal list of, like, let's say 130 characters. What I would want is, honestly, my goal, or what their goal should be, is over 400 characters, and that is at least 200 or more from each group. And obviously they could have equal amount, and of course they can do DLC. So basically how this would work is, instead of having, when you click on their screen, you try to change characters, you can maybe click another button and it switches from DC to Marvel, so you don't have to keep on scrolling down the screen, like, looking for every character, because that can get very annoying. So I just found out that Lego Marvel has 155 characters, and that is a lot. I think DC had, what was it, like 120, maybe, not that much. And Lego Marvel actually had DLC. I think they had like a Thor DLC, so their list could go up to even 200 if they decide to have a lot of DLC. Lego Batman also had a DLC pack, which I bought too. So just thinking about being able to play with over, like, maybe even 500 characters from both companies and being able to fight against each other, even though it's in Lego form, seems like an amazing thing you can do. I mean, the story mode itself would be awesome, but this is one of those games I'm just like, yo, guys, come over, let's settle this. Who's better, Batman or Iron Man? And of course, it's a Lego game, and you can't do that much, but you can still fight each other. Like, they should set up something where you can fight each other, because usually in the Lego games, you're playing two people, like, you can still fight each other. But I think it would be interesting if they actually had a mode where you could, like, be in, like, a fighting ring or something interesting like that. And of course, the story mode, they could either do something really interesting, but if they were to stick it like the classic crossover, they could do, okay, two dimensions collide, two groups of villains move up, and the people had to fight each other. But of course, they could do maybe an evil Avengers and evil Justice League. For instance, maybe they did the Crime Syndicate, and I don't know that much of Marvel, so I don't know if Marvel has its version of an evil Avengers from a different dimension, but if they didn't, they could just make it up, or I really don't know what they could do, but maybe they could have evil versions of heroes, like sort of like pull Forever Evil, and maybe you could play as the villain as a good guy, or they could really change it up that much. But just because it's a Lego game, I don't think they would go too in depth with a really interesting storyline, because I mean this was to be a real crossover event for like a Batman Arkham Origins type of game, like those like that in depth and realistic. Then of course it would probably just be Avengers and Justice League, and it would be a lot better. But I'd rather see that than a Lego game. But I'll take a Lego game any day of the week, and it's gonna be pretty amazing if they do it. And I do think we're gonna be seeing this. I really don't know the chances, so I can't say if it's going to be like a 50-50 or really what it depends on. But if the company ever does this, honestly, got to have over like 400 characters. I mean, there's thousands of characters on each person. I don't expect you to have everyone, but if they could do like 250 and have 500 total, they would just make my day, and I'm pretty sure they make everybody's day. And this game, even being a Lego game, it would get lots of hype. Whenever Lego or DC and Marvel will ever cross over, no matter what it is, even if it's a freaking board game, it's gonna get hype, because like it's very rare for these two to cross over. So if it's a Lego game, I'll be covering it on my channel like a shitload, and I'll totally do a walkthrough on it. I'm pretty sure everybody would be doing it too. So now this is going to be the end of episode 1. Most important thing is comment down below on what you want the next topic to be. These series can come out, I don't know, it depends how popular this is. It can come out whenever you want, maybe once a week, maybe more than once a week, or maybe just every few weeks. Anyway, comment on what the next topic to be, and don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe. I'll see you guys later. Peace out.